Hi there, I'm so excited to walk through my inspiration and reflection journal with you, my email subscribers. And if you're not an email subscriber, no worries. You can head to my Instagram profile page and click on the link there, and you can sign up and download your journal right away. Or if you are an email subscriber, it's the link that I sent you in both your December and your January emails from me. So you can head there and print off the journal for yourself. So let's get started. So you're going to see this is the journal. This is the title page. You can print this off. You don't have to print this off, whatever you want to do. But let's get into which each section covers. So the first section, and each section actually has a picture and an inspirational quote just to kind of get you in the framework of thinking about and reflecting on what that section holds. So the first section is really just general reflections. And this is just to kind of get you thinking about what are some areas you'd like to develop or get clarity on. It's okay if you only have one area or you have four. It doesn't really matter, but just jot those down. And then we're going to walk through, okay, what are some of the benefits of developing these areas? What are some of the challenges that I might find? And then who and what can best support me in that process? So really just getting a general overview of some things you'd like to get clarity on. So the next section is on beliefs. So beliefs in my coaching practice I have found are huge, and I've also found it in my own life. It's huge because it really forms the basis for all our other action. When we believe something is possible, then we are more likely to act on those goals. And if we don't believe it's possible, we're likely not to do it. So beliefs are huge. So I often, when I get my coaching clients to walk through this exercise, is to first not even think about what does my coach want me to say? What does my partner want me to say? What do my kids want me to say? Just think about yourself. And what is your first thought that comes to your mind? And try not to place any judgments on those thoughts. Just fill the blanks. I must. There are times when my work is. And just walk through some of these questions and really, again, just kind of that initial gut reaction and write them down. The next section is going to be on fear. So again, I feel like fear is a huge, huge emotion that underpins much of what we do and what we don't do. Meaning, we procrastinate or we put things off because of fear a lot of times. And then when we act out in ways, so we sabotage our goals, we act in anger, it's often underlying fear that propels that emotion as well. So I feel like fear is just a huge emotion to explore, and we often are very afraid, interestingly enough, to explore. So we dig into it when was the last time I felt fear? How do I experience fear in my body? Which is again huge. Fear shows up for every individual differently. For me, fear often shows up in my stomach and my gut. My stomach will be off and I'll often have to think about, okay, well, what am I afraid about or what am I thinking about right now? And so in the journal, I give you a body mindfulness exercise, which I think is really key to helping you explore how fear shows up in your body. And yeah, you can work through that sheet. I think it's very helpful. The next section is reflections on self-love. So we focused on what is often seen as a negative emotion of fear, and now we're focusing on the positive emotions about ourselves, which can also be equally challenging because we tend to minimize them or downplay them. So things like my favorite body part is, I'm passionate about my greatest life lessons. So what are the things that you are passionate about? What are the things that life has been teaching you, some of the learning lessons? The next section is really a bookend to the first section. So this is reflections on change. So this section is really asking you to focus more on what specifically you would like to change in your life. The first reflection page was a little bit more general. Now we're going to get into some actions. The last question is, what are 3 things I can do to make this change? So you're going to want to pick one thing, and you can print off this sheet many times because you might have 4 things you want to change. But just walk through that change and see what are some thoughts and feelings that arise when you think about making this change. And then again, what are 3 things you can do at the very end to make this change? And they're concrete things that you can do. Again, this is a process that I walk through with my clients, and we work through some of these pieces throughout all of our sessions, but this is really just a great condensed version of those things to get you thinking about your actions and your feelings and your thoughts on things, and then how you can externalize and act on those goals and those thoughts and those feelings in a more positive way. So that's really what this journal is all about, and it's helped me, it's helped my clients, and I really think it can help you. So thank you for taking the time to listen, and I really hope you have the best 2019.